Good morning and welcome to Alfred Music's webinar series, Learn, Teach, Play Online. My name is Michaela Graham, Senior Event Specialist for Alfred Music, and I will be running everything in the background for our session today. We are thrilled to host today's virtual reading session, Essential Pop Hits, New Pop Music for Choirs. As we get started, I have just a couple of housekeeping notes for you. We will be sharing a lot of resource links in the chat box today. So to make it a little easier for you to keep track, we've inserted all of the links and resources into a PDF that you can download to follow along with or to reference at a later time. So go ahead and take advantage of that. At the end of today's webinar, we will provide a certificate of attendance, which will be available for live attendees only. We do not have a certificate of attendance available for replay attendees at this time. If you have any questions or comments for our presenters throughout the session, please feel free to drop it in the chat box. We love hearing your thoughts throughout the presentation, and we will not have time for a Q&A at the end of today's session, but our presenters will be answering questions throughout. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our presenters today. We have Andy Beck, the Director of Choral Publications at Alfred Music, and Krista Hart, one of our wonderful Alfred Music clinicians. Annie and Krista, I'm going to let you take it away.
Thank you, Michaela. Good morning, Krista.
Good morning, Andy.
And good morning, everybody who is tuning in with us bright and early. Earlier for you all on the West Coast, yeah?
It's very early out here, yes.
Well, it's a beautiful, crisp fall morning on the East Coast. Raleigh, North Carolina is where I am. I hope where everybody is that they are seeing some beautiful weather. What's it like in California, Krista?
It's going to be 97 today. So I wouldn't call it crisp.
Oh, yeah. Crisp in a whole different kind of way.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, shall we get started here? Thank you, everybody who is tuning in. We're really glad to share with you today some wonderful choral repertoire. The subject is pop music, so we're going to cover stage and screen, popular artists, all kinds of things that hopefully your singers have some familiarity with already, which is always fun to program that way. Now, before we get started, I always like to start with a warm-up. So, you know, my favorite warm-up collection is Vocalize, this book here. And just in case you missed it, Alfred recently adapted 25 of these exercises into on-screen presentations. So if you have singers rehearsing in various different locations, I'm sure a lot of our classrooms and rehearsals are flipped or remote. This is going to be a useful resource to you. Let's run a little video where I demo some of that. Check it out. This adaptation from Alfred Music of my warm-up collection called Vocalize. Knowing that you need to keep your students singing while at home, we have created the Vocalize Sing-Along slides. Check these out. It is a Google slide presentation that you will own your very own copy of to drop in your own learning platforms, Google Classroom, or whatever you use, or share out with your students. The purchase of one slide deck means you can share it with all of your students in your choir. Now let's check out when they receive the Vocalize slides, what will your students be doing? Here's what it looks like. I'm just going to click to move us to the first slide where we have an introduction and the directions. The directions are very simple. Basically, you will see an audio icon on each and every page. Read the instructions, press the audio icon, and sing along. Okay, the first exercise that shows up is the lips, the tongue, the tip of the teeth. Read these instructions, which remind us that we need to use good diction. And by using those parts of the mouth, the lips, the tongue, and the tip of the teeth, enunciate clearly as you sing, and then students will simply press this audio icon, and away we go. The lips, the tongue, the tip of the teeth, carefully singing each word. Enunciate, enunciate, so that the lyrics are heard. The lips, the tongue, the tip of the teeth. Of course, every exercise modulates to many keys, so you're really warming up the full vocal range when you sing with these slides. Let's try sing legato, sing staccato. Sing legato, fa la 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 la. Sing staccato, ha 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 ha. Sing I'm going to move on to the very next one. Never louder than lovely, all about using tone that is beautiful and not oversung. Never louder than lovely, never stronger than sweet, never more volume than beauty, singing like this is a treat. Let's see what else we have. There are 25 exercises in this product that you may send the whole deck out to students or create different copies where you just send them specific exercises geared to whatever skills you're introducing or reinforcing. I hope you enjoy the Vocalize sing-along slides. And I just want to add one thought to that. If you're looking to find these Vocalize slides on our website, that's alfred.com, when you first go to the website, at the very top, there is a resources drop-down menu. So click on resources, and one of your choices will be remote resources, where you will see the Vocalize sing-along slides, as well as several other interactive slide products that we have just developed since the pandemic hit us, and we've been having remote teaching and remote rehearsals. So you'll find some other interesting things there under the resources tab, and then click on remote resources. It's time to dig into some of this choral music. I want you to know that during today's session, you will be seeing 5 brand new, hot off the press pieces. Like today's the first day we've ever shown them to anybody, plus some favorites that Krista and I have picked out that we want to share with you that we still consider very relevant. I'm going to open first with a favorite. This is a favorite of mine because I'm a fan of the Netflix show Stranger Things. I bet some of your students watch Stranger Things. The finale of season 3 closes with one of the characters, Dustin, singing this song, the 1980s hit, Never Ending Story. We have it available in different voicings. Check out the SATB 3-part mix 2-part. There's also a soundtracks. That means you can get the accompaniment recorded. And a choreo tracks where a choreographer will teach you and your choir some moves. Let's review this 3-part mix now. Know that you'll hear SATB singers while we watch the 3-part score. Enjoy.
The mirror of your dreams.
Gosh, that is fun, and it is surely a great way to wake up. I put in the chat there, do be watching chat because we had little comments. I think that 3-part mix is really great for young men who are just changing with their voices. It's just a nice, easy tessitura for those guys before they're full baritones. Also know that your 2-part singers will love singing that in 2-part harmony. Moving on to our next piece. This piece is in celebration of one of the greatest singer-songwriters from America of all time, Bill Withers, who passed away this past, I think it was March that Bill passed away. And in this, let me just tell you who Bill Withers was. You probably know the song, Just the Two of Us, We Can Make It If We... You recognize that? How about Lean on Me? Those are just some of the songs that Bill wrote. And then this next awesome one called Lovely Day. You will recognize this. I'm excited to welcome to Alfred a brand new arranger. First piece with Alfred, Robert T. Gibson, and we have a little video of Robert introducing the piece. Let's check it out.
Hey everybody, my name is Robert T. Gibson, and I'm so excited to be introducing my arrangement of Bill Withers' Lovely Day. I think that Bill Withers is just such a phenomenal musician and writer, and I am so thankful to be infusing my own voice of gospel and jazz into this arrangement. There are a couple things that make this arrangement stand out. Number one, it's extremely rhythmic. So right off the gate, it's when I wake up in the morning, love. Just lots of syncopation, a lot of great rhythms that are going to just wake the singer up and really have them to dive into the piece. I think it's cool at the very beginning, we have verse 1 that's dedicated to the tenors and basses, those singing tenor and bass. Then verse 2 is dedicated to soprano and alto. So we kind of have those separate parts. And then they come together in verse 3 and they just make this really blossoming of the piece. Last but not least, there's a really cool ad-lib section at the very end, which I think is really unique. So any soloist, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, anybody who's able to really make that come alive, you get a chance to sing what you create in your mind with everyone singing, with all the instruments and everything. This piece requires a lot of soul. So whoever sings this piece, you just have to sing it from here and just let that message spread of it's gonna be a lovely day. This is Robert T. Gibson. Thank you so much.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, 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 lovely, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. face. When someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, then I look at you, then I look at you, and the world's alright, it's alright, it's alright with me. Just one look at you, just one look at you, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be.
Wow, I love that. That is so great. Oh, it just makes me feel so good. I was reading a little footnote in the music while that was playing. A free bass part and drum part is available for you on alfred.com, and it tells you about that in the publication. So that is uplifting. It's wonderful. Moving on to our next piece. Thank you, Robert, for that wonderful arrangement. Moving on to our next piece. This is an Andy Grammer song. It appeared in the movie called 5 Feet Away. And this is a movie about characters with cystic fibrosis who have to live at social distance. So something very familiar to all of us now and the challenges of that. And the text of this piece called Don't Give Up on Me really talks about that sort of a friend's undying willingness to stick there with the other through thick and thin, through good times and bad. I won't give up on you. Please don't give up on me. Check out my arrangement here of Andy Grammer's song. We're going to look at the SAB voicing, but know it is available in various voicings.
I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue.
And I will stay with you. We'll make it to the other side, like lovers do. I'll reach my hands out. Into the
I always do until my heart is black and blue.
And if you're looking for a little special inspiration, if you program that song, look up Andy Grammer singing that song live in person with students from PS Public School 22 in New York City. He visits them in a rehearsal, plays the guitar as they sing along. It's a really, really sweet motivational tool for your singers. See that artist in action. So you're learning a little bit about me personally now when I tell you that my favorite show on quarantine was Schitt's Creek. Love the show. I have watched it several times through the entire series. Each time I laugh at something new. It is just such a fun thing. And it brings us to our next song. You're thinking, what does Schitt's Creek have to do with this next song? The next song is Mariah Carey's Hero, but it's as recorded by the cast of Schitt's Creek. So that television program actually had lots of music on the whole throughout the series, with their music supervisor named Aaron Jensen creating his own arrangements for pop songs for their a cappella group on the show called Jazzagals. When the show wrapped up, the cast reunited for a YouTube exclusive video as a message to all the graduating seniors last year who did not get to physically attend their graduations, and they recorded an a cappella version of Mariah Carey's Hero, where she actually appears at the end of the video. I want to start by showing you just a little bit of that cast singing Hero. Let's check that out, and then I'll tell you about this arrangement.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. By the way, I had a phone conversation with Aaron Jensen, and I said, okay, Aaron, tell me the deal. Are they really doing their own singing? And he said, yes, absolutely. Those are those singers. They did this while on quarantine. He made them practice tracks. They sent him in videos, and then he edited the whole thing together. So that's really cool. I'm excited to bring you that exact arrangement. Our Alfred arranger, Brian Sharp, adapted Aaron's work for publication, so now your choir can sing this exact rendition as done by the cast. Let's check it out.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. 'Cause when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Lord knows dreams are hard to follow. Don't let anyone tear them away. Hold on, there will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find a way. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. 'Cause when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies, a hero lies, a hero lies, a hero, that a hero lies in you.
Very sweet arrangement there. I'm now going to pass it over to my co-host, Krista Hart. Take it away.
Hi, thanks. That was beautiful. But I didn't get enough dancing in earlier, so I'm going to bring it back to a dance tune. Our next arrangement is a fun, upbeat pop dance tune called If I Can't Have You by Shawn Mendes. It's got great upbeat lyrics and a catchy hook. And I know you'll agree with me that just because it's pop music doesn't mean that we don't teach anything through the song. So for this one, I would look at the phrase that repeats. Michaela, if you can flip to the next slide. There's a phrase that repeats at the end of each chorus. I would think about taking that phrase and isolating it, because it's just the kind of thing, it's in unison every time, that a singer could just sort of gloss over and not really get precise with those pitches, with the different steps and leaps that are in there. So isolate that phrase, make a choral warm-up out of it, maybe change the words, don't even let the kids know that it's coming from the song. Incorporate these intervals into your sight reading exercises. Really find ways to integrate this into their brain so that they're getting very accurate with those pitches. Okay, let's listen to the song. It's a lot of fun. We're showing you the SATB voicing, but it is also available for SAB and TTB.
I can't write one song that's not about you. Can't drink without thinking about you. Is it too late to tell you that everything means nothing if I can't have you? I'm in Toronto and I got this view, but I might as well be in a hotel room, yeah. It doesn't matter 'cause I'm so consumed, spending all my nights reading texts from you. Oh, I'm good at keeping my distance, I know that you're the feeling I'm missing, you know that I hate to admit it, but everything means nothing if I can't have you. I can't write one song that's not about you. Can't drink without thinking about you. Is it too late to tell you that everything means nothing if I can't have you? I can't write one song that's not about you. Can't drink without thinking about you. Is it too late to tell you that everything means nothing if I can't have you? I'm so sorry that my timing's off, but I can't move on if we're still gonna talk. Is it wrong for me to not want half? I want all of you, all the strings attached. Oh, I'm good at keeping my distance, I know that you're the feeling I'm missing, you know that I hate to admit it, but everything means nothing if I can't have you. I can't write one song that's not about you. Can't drink without thinking about you. Is it too late to tell you that everything means nothing if I can't have you? I can't write one song that's not about you. Can't drink without thinking about you. Is it too late to tell you that everything means nothing if I can't have you? I'm trying to move on, forget you, but I hold on. Everything means nothing. Everything means nothing, babe. I'm trying to move on, forget you, but I hold on. Everything means nothing if I can't have you. No, I can't write one song that's not about you. Can't drink without thinking about you. Is it too late to tell you that everything means nothing if I can't have you? I can't write one song that's not about you. Can't drink without thinking about you. Is it too
Awesome. I love that little a cappella section that comes in there towards the end. If you like the soundtrack accompaniment there, it is available on CD. Also, you can now download the soundtrack accompaniments as MP3s from our website. So if you want to own it digitally, you can do that. Okay, now let's switch gears a little bit. And the next song is Be a Light. This is a perfect song to respond to so many of the things that are happening in our world right now. The lyrics are all about being the change that you want to see in the world. So it's a perfect ballad for today. It was recorded by several big artists. We have Thomas Rhett, Reba McEntire, Hillary Scott, Chris Tomlin, and Keith Urban. So you're going to get hints of pop, country, and contemporary Christian, which is great because then it appeals to a very broad audience. There is a soundtracks download available for this piece as well. Let's listen to Be a Light. And this one is available in a couple of other voicings as well, SAB and two-part.
In a time full of war, be peace. In a time full of doubt, just believe. Yeah, there ain't that much difference between you and me. In a time full of war, be peace. In a world full of hate, be alive. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Don't hide, you were born to shine. In a world full of hate, be alive. La la la. Finish line is 6 feet in the ground. In a race you can't win, just slow it down. In a world full of pain, be alive. When you do somebody wrong, make it right. Don't hide in the dark, you were born to shine. In a world full of pain. In a world full of hate, be alive.
I love that. Great message, great music. I could see if you've got someone that can do some creative lighting, if you're performing that on stage, that could be cool. If you're doing it as a virtual choir, maybe the singers are turning on their lights at their computer as they enter at the beginning of the song. Lots of creative things you could do with that piece. Okay, next up, who remembers the song Raining Tacos? This was a big hit from a couple of years ago that Andy arranged, and the song comes from YouTube sensation Perry Grip. Okay, well now we're back with another Perry Grip favorite called Space Unicorns. And who doesn't love unicorns? This is a really fun piece. Now, some of you might be wondering, like, what is the use for a piece like this? And I would say, other than just the pure joy and fun of singing it, it makes a great recruitment and retention tool. And right now, in this unusual time that we're teaching in, I know it's very important to really get kids hooked on choir so that we can keep them there and keep them making music, and that they come back when things are more back to normal for singing together. So a piece like this can really help you do that. It's the kind of piece that will meet a kid where they're at, and you can then lead them to where you want them to go. So let's start out by watching just a little bit of the original Perry Grip animated video so you can get a taste for what this is.
Space unicorn soaring through the stars, delivering the rainbows all around the world. Space unicorn shining in the night, smiles and hugs forever all around the world. So pure of heart and strong of mind, so true of aim with his marshmallow laser. Marshmallow laser.
Okay. So now you get the idea of what we're talking about here. We're going to watch Andy's choral arrangement now, which does an impressive job of really maintaining that zaniness of the original, but still really skillfully arranged for young voices to sing. And don't miss out on the soundtracks for this one, because it really kind of locks in that cosmic flavor for this piece. It's a lot of fun.
Space unicorn soaring through the stars, delivering the rainbows all around the world. Space unicorn shining in the night, smiles and hugs forever all around the world. So pure of heart and strong of mind, so true of aim with his marshmallow laser. Marshmallow laser. Space unicorn soaring through the stars, delivering the rainbows all around the world. Delivering the rainbows. Delivering the rainbows. Delivering the rainbows all around the world. Delivering the rainbows all around the world. All around the world. All around the world. All around the world. All around the world.
Oh, I think you're muted, Krista.
I was muted. Thank you, Michaela. I hope you were smiling by that point. That's a lot of fun. I'm really excited to welcome Jack Zano to the Alfred Music Catalog. And I believe Jack is in the webinar here with us, which is really exciting. He's a young music educator in New England, and he's given us a great arrangement of this song, 10,000 Hours, by the duo Dan and Shay, and also Justin Bieber. So it's a country pop crossover type tune that's broken records on Billboard's streaming song charts. And I like that the lyrics are not overly romantic. It's kind of about getting to know someone. So it works great for middle school or high school groups. I'm going to let Jack himself tell you a little bit more about it.
10,000 Hours is a song about getting to know someone better. Do you love the rain? Do you miss the road you grew up on? No matter where you are in life, it feels good to get to know another person. So I encourage you, as you prepare, find someone in your life that you'd like to get to know better. Maybe it could be a friend or a family member, and spend maybe just a half hour with them. But you'll be surprised what you can learn. Plus, when it comes time to perform, you'll have some real memories that you can latch onto. Now, there are a lot of different cover versions of this song available, and I referenced many of them as I was preparing this arrangement. I encourage you to watch your own. You could give a different cover version to each student and have them watch them. But compare and contrast. What's the same among all the versions? And what do the individual artists change in every video? How does that affect your interpretation? Then you can make choices about your own performance. 10,000 Hours is a song about loving and accepting the whole person. I encourage you to make it your own as you share this message with your audience.
Awesome. Thank you for that arrangement, Jack. Congratulations on your first Alfred publication. And to everybody else, know that there is more from Jack coming soon. We've got other projects in the works. Now, before I go on to our next piece, I wanted to, again, just share a new resource that's available for you. Again, if you go to alfred.com, look for the resources tab, and then click on remote resources, we have developed some items that are particularly useful in this time of remote teaching and distance learning. The next thing that I want to share is a little video on something called ChoirBites. ChoirBites is a slide presentation with these little bits of tidbits of information with full articles, beautiful visuals, and even review questions as you learn about various techniques to make great choirs. Let's check out the demo video.
Introducing ChoirBites, interactive slides by Brody McDonald. A look at the first slide for a brief introduction and the directions, which say, carefully read the text of each ChoirBite article, then complete the 5 review questions that follow. Answer fields are fillable, so you may type answers into the slides and they will be saved. Use ChoirBites as a remote learning curriculum, supplemental material to discuss during rehearsals, or as substitute lesson plans. A look at the contents page and you see there are 24 key choral concepts covered. Let's review Shine Bright Like a Diamond. We click here to arrive at the beautiful imagery of a ChoirBite, as well as some teaser text about the article to come. The very next slide is a brief article. In this case, the 4 C's of pricing a diamond become an analogy for choral singing. Those are color, cut, clarity, and carats. After reading the article, singers learn that by paying attention to the 4 C's, we can help our choir shine bright like a diamond. The article is always followed by a review. And when you view the slides in editing mode, you will notice that all the answer fields are fillable, so you can easily type in and save your answers. Purchase of ChoirBites includes the right to share the entire deck or select slides with all of your choir members on a learning platform of your choice.
Who is a fan of Hamilton? More and more people are discovering Hamilton. If you didn't catch it on Broadway when it first opened, there are national tours, and now Disney Plus brings it right to your home. It's awesome if you haven't seen it. You should check it out, and you should encourage your students to check it out. I wanted to talk briefly about this, one of my favorite Hamilton pieces by arranger Lisa Despain. Lisa is in New York, a working voice teacher and accompanist for Broadway. She arranges lots of the Hamilton music for Alfred, but this particular medley is my favorite at the moment. It's called Hamilton Highlights. It features 7 of the best Hamilton songs in just under 5 minutes. We probably don't have time to listen to the entire thing right now, but the entire medley would include My Shot, Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story, Alexander Hamilton, You'll Be Back, the kids' favorite, Schuyler Sisters, Wait for It, and then she ends with The Room Where It Happens. Let's listen to a couple minutes of Hamilton Highlights. This is an SAB voicing. Note it's also available SATB and 2-part.
I am not throwing away my shot. 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 What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton. We are waiting in the wings for you. You can never back down. You never learn to take your time. Oh, Alexander Hamilton. When America sings for you, will they know what you overcame? Will they know you rewrote the game? The world will never be the same. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You'll remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You'll remember that I served you well. Oceans rise, empires fall. We have seen each other through it all. And when push comes to shove, I will send a fully armed battalion to remind you of my love. Angelica, Peggy, Eliza. Daddy said to be home by sundown. Daddy doesn't need to know. Daddy said not to go downtown. Like I said, you're free to go. But look around, the revolution.
Isn't that fun? Like I said, we don't have a time to listen to everything, but I wanted to point out one more time, I don't know if you can hear me over the introduction, but what's so cool about Hamilton Highlights is arranger Lisa Despain wanted her niece, who is a young singer, to be able to sing Hamilton music. And so she specifically designed it so it would work for 2-part choirs and also SAB choirs. If you want to review that medley in performance, go to YouTube and look for the SF, that's South Florence, Choraleers YouTube virtual choir of Hamilton Highlights. They do a beautiful performance that they did while on quarantine. And I know that they recently had a personal Skype meeting with Lisa Despain and had a wonderful get to know the arranger time. So that group's a little special to that medley for us right now. Some more Hamilton products. We won't have time to listen, but I also want you to know Lisa's newest Hamilton medleys are these. There's a Hamilton men and a Hamilton women's medley. Those are each different, and they include about 4 songs in each. So for the men, it's 4 important of the male character songs. Satisfied, this is the women one, sorry. Satisfied, Burn, Helpless, and Schuyler Sisters in this one. And then in Hamilton men, The Story of Tonight, What I Miss, Dear Theodosia, and then One Last Time. Each of these medleys are about 4 minutes in length. So great for unisex choirs, I guess is what we would say. Let me move on to our next. What could be better than a Lin-Manuel Miranda Hamilton piece? How about we combine it with a Pasek and Paul song from Dear Evan Hansen? This is a wonderful mashup that Lin-Manuel Miranda actually created himself for a duet for him to sing with the star of Dear Evan Hansen, Ben Platt. It's Found Tonight, which are the songs You Will Be Found, that's Dear Evan Hansen, and The Story of Tonight, that's Hamilton, and they work beautifully together. Let's review this. String parts are available.
We may not yet have reached our glory, but I will gladly join the fight.
And when our children tell their story, they'll tell the story of tonight.
They'll tell the story of tonight. Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear?
Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. 'Cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand.
And oh, there's a class of freedom, something they can never take away. No matter what they tell you, someone will come running to take you home. There's a class to all of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight. The shadows, the morning will tell the story of tonight. All is it's only a matter of time. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you'll only look around, you will be found. When children tell their story, you will be found. They'll tell the story of tonight.
Whoa, no matter what they tell you,
Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight. The story of tonight.
Yes. I think that is one that will be loved by singers, the one they beg for and that they really sing from the heart. Staying on the subject of the writers of Dear Evan Hansen, Pasek and Paul, The Greatest Show. Perhaps you heard of the movie The Greatest Showman. Here's an a cappella arrangement for 3-part mix / SAB. Now, what does that mean? Why the slash and the 2 different delineations? It means there's going to be some optional cue size notes in that men's part. So whether you guys have the limited higher tessitura in like the cambiata range, or their fully changed baritones, arranger Brian Sharp will give you options to fit voices no matter where they are in that developmental process. Here's Brian Sharp to tell us more about his arrangement.
Hey there, Brian Sharp here, and I just wanted to take a second and introduce you to a new arrangement of mine from Alfred Music. It is The Greatest Show from the movie, the smash hit movie, The Greatest Showman. It is available in 2 voicings. First, solo plus SAB / 3-part mix, and secondarily, solo plus SSA. So with just the 3 parts, when I was arranging this, I wanted to make it sound as big and full as I possibly could, like the original recording. So there's also some body percussion that is incorporated with stomps and claps. There's also optional vocal percussion if you want to give that a go. So if you have a concert choir that's looking to do some fun pop stuff, or if you have a full-time a cappella group that sings pop all the time, this is going to be a great fit for your younger high school groups or your middle school groups who are looking to get into that. Head on over and check that out. And Brahms right there, he approves. So if Brahms approves, then you got to go check it out. So head on over to YouTube, give it a listen. Hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Whoa! You've been searching in the dark, your sweat soaking through the floor. Whoa! And buried in your bones there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all of your freedom is left behind. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at ya. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after. Your fever dream, can't you see it getting closer? Just surrender cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooding open. It's the preacher and the puppet and your blind devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall that's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you wanna go where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night? Impossible comes true, it's taking over you.
Oh, this is the greatest show.
We light it up, we won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. Oh, this is the greatest show.
Oh,
Colossal become these renegades in the ring, where the lost get found and we crown them the circus kings. Don't fight it, it's coming for you.
Yeah, isn't that fun? I know we're just about at stopping time, but we have 2 more charts we would love to share with you. Hang in if you can. If not, thank you for joining us. I'm going to turn it back to Krista. While we're on the topic of a cappella pop arrangements, I think Krista has another a cappella chart to share with us. Microphone, Krista? Do you have your microphone on?
Thank you, Andy. This is a fun, accessible a cappella arrangement from Kirby Shaw of Higher and Higher. This is a great song. The song itself is in the Grammy Museum Hall of Fame. It's one of Rolling Stone's 500 greatest songs of all time. So you know it's a classic that's never going to go out of style. And Kirby's arrangement is just a lot of fun and very accessible. So let's give this a listen. This one is also hot off the press, just came into stock this past week. So hope you enjoy it.
your love keeps lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before.
love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me. Your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me. Your love keeps lifting me higher and higher.
Once I was downhearted, disappointment was my closest friend. But then you came, and it soon departed, and he never showed his face again.
Your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me. Your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me. Your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Oh, your love keeps lifting me, oh, keeps on lifting me. Your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Oh, your love keeps lifting me, oh, keeps on lifting me. Your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Your love, it keeps on lifting me. Your love, it keeps on lifting me higher, higher, higher.
All right, before our last title, I want to take care of a few housekeeping items. First, we would love to hear from you about how we did on this session today. So Michaela's going to give you a link to a quick survey that if you will fill out, we can help improve this webinar experience for you. And as a thank you, if you fill out that survey, you will get a 20% off promo code for anything featured today that you can use on alfred.com and media.alfred.com. So please take a few minutes to fill out that survey for us. If you missed any of the information or you want to hear anything again, we will be sending you a link to the full recording of today's webinar. And one more link for you, as promised, is that certificate of participation, or attendance, I mean. Michaela's going to give you a link to that certificate. And let's keep this conversation going. Please be sure to follow us on social media and sign up for our email list so that you can catch all the blog posts, new resources, and events. If you'd like to contribute to our blog, you can visit alfred.com/submissions and share your thoughts there. We do have more webinars coming up, including the next choral webinar, which is on November 14th, and it's called 2-Part Choral Music, Not Just for Kids. I hope you'll join us for that. Andy, I think you have the last song of the day. Can't hear you, Andy.
Andy, we can...
Now you can hear me. I have to turn on the mic. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I have the final song. It's the famous David Foster piece, The Prayer, arranged for 2-part voices exclusively here by Greg Gilpin with a violin obbligato, a great uplifting message for our time. Let's check it out. Enjoy, and we'll say goodbye after.
And watch us where we go.
Thank you all so much for being part of our morning, and we hope to see you again on November 14th.
Stay well,
Thank you,
stay
Krista.
safe. Thank you, Andy.
Bye-bye.